You're listening to Unspooled, the podcast where failed prints are just part of the journey. Hosted by Corey from Mojee3D, the guy who thinks filament is a personality trait, and Steve from Layer by Layer, who probably has more spools of filament than forks. Every week we dive into 3D printing, making, and the occasional rant. So grab your favorite filament and let's get unspooled.
All right. How's it going, everybody? We should be live.
We should be live.
We're live, episode 20, which is nuts. Every time we get another one, I say that it's crazy, but it's been a wild ride. But
Yeah.
How you doing, Steve? Episode 20. How you doing?
Chilling.
Yeah.
Can't complain. Okay, I was gonna say I want to check your sound because I thought I wasn't hearing you. I mean, I was hearing you, but I didn't see you spiking on my side. Everything's good, man. It is the week of 3D Printopia.
Last episode
the-
before 3D Printopia.
Yeah, the procrastination is catching up.
Yep. Yeah,
It
always does.
It's how I live. I had more than enough time to do things, but I just think better at the last minute. I'm more focused. Yeah. So
It's like
it's
like teams that play better in overtime, right? Like,
yeah, dude. That's just every time I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just wait. It'll come to me, and sitting there like we knew we needed a maker chip, and I had ideas, and I scrapped them, dragged our feet, and I was like, okay, and I figured out something. I was like, okay, how about this? And I was like,
Now
sat down, and literally within an hour came up with that chip, and was like, why can't I do this all the time?
them. We're printing as many as we can between now and when we leave. I think I have about 60 to 75 printed. Probably be able to do about 150.
Yeah, I feel like that's more than enough.
Yeah.
I'm at like 100 right now.
Yeah.
Probably give or take. At least I should be at least at 100, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, it is the usual song and dance for me.
So I'm
not upset.
We're what, just over 48 hours away. So
is it
Friday? Yeah, right?
Dang, it is Tuesday.
Yeah.
But
so I not tomorrow morning, not the morning after, but the morning after that at 5:30 in the morning, I fly out.
Oh my gosh!
So, yeah,
5:30 Friday morning.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Man, and it's what, like
it's
like a 2-hour flight.
Roughly, yeah. I fly in at like 7:30, but most of that time is taxing. I think only in the air it's only like 45 minutes.
Are you serious? Wow.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty
crazy.
slow, or it's pretty fast. But so our guest tonight is somebody who is going to be at 3D Printopia.
Yeah.
He's
it might be his first rap festival. I don't know. We'll find out.
I'll have to ask him that.
Yeah. At least as a manufacturer, possibly his first rap festival.
So all the people that are in chat that are in our Unspooled Discord are going to be familiar with him, are going to have seen his name and seen his company's name. But who we have tonight, he is an awesome filament manufacturer.
Yeah.
Has a really cool origin story of how he started. But he
small business
and
American made.
And when you hear the name, you'll be like, oh, either you've heard of it or you haven't. You might not have. But when you see the colors that in the filament that he has, it is so unique and so outside of what anyone else is doing. That I made a post earlier today. I was like, his filament to me is like Pokemon, right? It's like you just want to collect them all once you see them because they're that good.
Yeah, seriously.
So do you think we should bring him in?
Yeah, I guess, man.
Might as well, right? All right. So here he is. Welcome. Oh, let's see.
I got him. I already did it. I got him already.
We're good.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Welcome. So
Well,
usually when we bring guests on, we say just take a little bit of time, a minute, 2 minutes, and just kind of, and you may have a little bit longer because I know you have a unique origin story of how you kind of got into doing what you're doing, but take some time and just tell us who you are, your company, and what you do.
Yeah, so we originally got started as a print farm. So we started in college. I was printing stuff for people online. There was another student at the college that I went to, who was selling prop kits on Etsy online. So I just got started printing stuff, and eventually, over time, it kept growing to the point where my senior year we had like shelves and racks of printers in our dorm room, and we were blasting through so much filament that it was it was getting to the point where we were using so much filament. We're like, okay, we got to start making it ourselves. We're spending several $1,000s a month on just filament. How can we reduce the cost? So then my dad bought me a little a Filabot, a little something to make filament with to run our print farm. And that was fantastic. And little did he know, a couple of years later, we would be buying like an industrial scale line and making some really big deals. But that's how we got started. We were started as a little print farm, little print service, and it's just kind of snowballed out of control. And
so because like a lot of companies will become out of a necessity, right, or a need, but oftentimes it's a need that they see that someone else has or needs. But for you, it was, you had a need for yourself, right, to reduce costs and to make the filament to a quality that you guys wanted, and then it came. And then once you guys started making the filament for your print farm, when did you guys decide to, and what caused you guys to decide to just start selling the filament itself?
So, funny story. My grandparents, my grandparents are kind of old. They live in Florida, and they used to walk in the winter. They used to walk in a mall, and in that mall that they used to walk around, there's a 3D printing store called Navarre 3D Printing, and they were like, you got to talk to this guy. He's got this 3D printing store. And so I was like, okay. I went and talked to him and, did some work for him. And I brought him some of the filament that I was making, for myself, for my print farm. And he's like, this is the best filament that I've ever used. Can I get some more? And I'm just like, maybe.
How much?
I'll see. I'm just making this for myself. I'll make you a few spools. And then he started handing it out to his customers, and the customers really liked it. So it just kind of, I just started making more and more filament, and any extra I had, I just give to him. And then we started developing some, translucent colors, which really, captured a whole lot of market, because that was around 2020 that we really started doing that. And there was not a lot of transparent filament on the market. So that's how we got started.
That's cool. So while we kind of talk about this, I just posted the link to your site in chat. So if you guys haven't checked this out, while we're talking, look at look at the filament, because we're going to be talking about a lot of these colors and referencing a lot of these names. And if you can see them in person, it kind of brings front why we are so excited about what you do, because the colors are just off the charts. We have a particular color that we really love that we'll talk about later. But
I unfortunately don't have any samples of, because they're all packed up for the show.
we have images and pictures, and so we can at least give them, they can at least see it, and then hopefully once we get our hands on it. But you're going to be at 3D Printopia, and you're going to be, are you having a table, or are you going to be at another booth?
No, this year we weren't originally planning on going. So I didn't really have any plans, for a table or anything. So I'm just kind of going, Green Gate's going to be there, and so we might hang out with them for a little bit. And just kind of bounce around the convention, hand out cards, maybe some samples. We'll see what I can fit in my car.
Come see us.
Absolutely, no doubt.
At our booth.
So if you guys are around, they are bringing up some filament, and will they be able to purchase LayerWorks filament or filament that you manufacture at the show?
We won't be specifically bringing any for sale. We don't have a sponsor slot there, so we won't be doing that.
Yeah.
But some filament that we manufacture will be sold by GreenGate.
Yep.
We're a manufacturing partner for them, so
great.
They'll have all sorts of cool colors and stuff that we've been making for them.
Nice.
Hit
up GreenGate booth in 3D Printopia, then you'll see some of these colors that you'll see.
You'll probably see me there too. I'll be hanging around their booth and yapping about plastic to whoever wants to be yapped at about plastic.
Yeah, so if you guys have questions about filament, ask it here, right? Because we've got him here. Ask him. If you miss something or don't think of it while we're talking to him tonight, catch him at 3D Printopia. Because are you going to be there both days, Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Nice. So you'll have many hours to just pick his brain and ask him about all kinds of cool stuff. Because I will say, as nerdy as Steve and I am about 3D printing and filament, he is also as eager, probably more eager to talk about the material than we are, because this is what he does every day of the week. Are you guys working on some new stuff? Because I know you've released some newer things. I know your gradient rainbow. I think I saw a post today where that was kind of like a limited thing that you guys were running, and that's now in stock.
Yeah, so we're working on new gradient colors. We've got some new colors coming up. We try to do, holiday themed stuff. So like we had a red, white, and blue for 4th of July. And we've got some Halloween stuff out now, the Spooky Swirl and the Monster Mash. And we're working on some Christmas stuff coming up. And maybe some Hanukkah and Kwanzaa colors if we can get the black in the Kwanzaa colors to behave, because black likes to take over everything in plastics. So we'll see what works out, and we'll have some more gradients coming up in a couple months actually.
So you mentioned the Monster Mash. I love that. That one and the strawberry matcha, which is like so if you guys check it out, the Monster Mash is like a purple green. It screams like the cartoon. What's the guy's name? The guy with the head and the bolts in the neck. Frankenstein. Yes. So it screams Frankenstein.
Hold on. I knew who you were talking about. I just assumed.
Bolts in the neck. It was like what's that game there? But anyways, that's what it's. He goes. He goes. Yeah. So that's what I think of when I see it, and it's like a kind of a matte PLA. It's just, but it's a gradient. It's really clear. Nice. Yeah. And then the strawberry matcha. That's probably other than a particular gradient that we will talk about in a bit.
He won't shut up about strawberry matcha, dude. I've heard strawberry matcha like 4 times in the last 2 weeks.
I am a huge fan of like a muted white filament, something that's like not quite tan but not quite white, somewhere in the middle. I refer to it as a muted white because like Polymaker has a muted white, and it's really nice. And this is the only other filament that I've seen that is like a muted white, is what I would refer to it. But it also has the benefit of being a gradient with like a pastel-y but yet bright pink color. And I've just never seen anything like it before. So it's what kind of gets you to think about these color combinations?
So that one you can blame my fiance for. That we were doing some color. We were transitioning from one color to another on the big line. And the transition spool was from that green color to a pink color. And when she saw that, she was like, okay, we need to make this gradient happen. Yeah. So it was kind of by accident, but like she was sort of...
it seems like a lot of times with filament manufacturers, I hear a lot of like happy little accident, right? Like you're like running from one spool to another, and then you see something and you're like, holy crap, now I need to make that. So are a lot of them just that type of thing where it's like you happy little accidents and you run across something and then I'm guessing a lot of them have, because we know based off your time that you've spent in the Unspooled Discord that you spend a ton of time developing like very specific formulas.
So a lot of our gradients, so it's about a 50-50 mix. Some of them are complete and total accidents, like you know, we're just messing around. Oh, this is an awesome color combination, let's just do more of that. But some of them we get requests for, and some of them are really, really tricky to make. You know, you don't think about it, but purple and green are opposite on the color wheel. So if they mix, you get an ugly brown color. So a lot of work has gone into making sure that those colors stay as separate as possible with as little mixing between them, to make it, you know, green to purple instead of green to brown to purple.
So how do you reproduce it? Like when you're doing it, like
I can't talk about that. I've developed a gradient loading system that I think is pretty, you know, unique as far as the way the rest of the industry does it. The way that I do it allows me to, you know, put colors together that wouldn't normally go together. And that opens up a whole lot of freedom, because if you went to a large manufacturer and said, I want a red, white, and blue gradient, they'd tell you no, because the red is going to bleed into the white and make it look pink, and then the blue, you know, it's all going to bleed together. But because I've got this system, I can do a red, white, and blue filament without any, you know, color bleed. So that lets me do all sorts of color, you know, any color gradient you want. And we're working on scaling that up. We're currently in the process of upgrading our smaller line to a bigger line.
How many lines do you run?
Right now, 2. We've got one, you know, sort of big boy line that's our main industrial line. It does up to 25 spools an hour, and then we're working on a second one that's it's proper, you know, proper huge.
Man, that's crazy.
We're working on a second one now that's more of a generalist setup. Our big line was sort of spec'd for, you know, PLA, PETG, and ABS, and that's about it. It's not rated for fiber. It doesn't have an air cooling setup, so we can't do any of the higher temperature materials. It's a pretty basic setup as far as extruders go. So we're looking for another setup that's, you know, maybe goes up to 500 Celsius and maybe can do some fiber rated stuff. You know, I've got a bunch of fiber formulas coming up in the pipeline. So we'll see.
How do you reset the machines? Like when you're going from like different types of filament to the next type of filament, is there like a process where it winds up like, you know, like all of this has to go in the trash, or like, hey, maybe this mix could do something, you know, like, what do you have to run, you know, like when you're certain stuff you have to run like salt through to clean it? Not saying that, but is there like a 3D printing filament manufacturing version of like salt, you know, salt that's used to clean the line?
Yeah, there's definitely between material changes, there's a lot of really weird sort of filament structures that happen, and they don't print well. I've tried printing, you know, transitioning from PLA to PETG is not so bad, but PLA to like ABS is a nightmare. So there's a lot there's a lot of material changeover that's just kind of wasted, and we can't really recycle because it's mixed. So I try to recycle as much as I can. Anything out of spec or, you know, off color or anything like that, I'll shred up, and then I'll reintroduce into our work series, which is our recycled grade. Which is a bit more of it's less expensive, and we're able to pack up to 66% reprocess content into it, which is crazy high, and it prints just like, you know, just like normal PLA.
Got someone right there.
Oh, you got some of that? I sent a sample of that.
So one of our people in chat, Adam, who he'll be at 3D Printopia too. Hey Adam, he's wondering, do you run your lines 24/7?
No, I wish. I really wish I did, but we just don't have the demand for that yet. And currently, it's just me and my fiance running the whole show, so we got to sleep sometimes.
Is this your full-time gig, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, nice. That's cool. That's really cool.
So, and you guys you had mentioned before, you do PLA, you do PETG, you do ABS, and then you also have a Pro PCTG, right? That you have.
We recently reformulated it. We swapped grades from what we were using to a different grade, and it's so much better.
So
it's
I
still
know,
nice.
yeah, I know we've talked a lot, specifically me being a PETG fan. I've talked a lot about PCTG. Are you? Is this something you guys will be doing more colors in? Because right now I see you have black, natural, white, and then light gray. So are you going to be? Is that kind of the standard, or?
Yeah, so we've just got a kind of a handful of colors right now. I'm working on developing a huge color library for it. I just smacked my microphone. Sorry about that. So that's kind of an in progress thing. It's rather expensive. The particular grade that we're buying is not the most, I guess, consumer grade. It's a 3D printing specific grade.
Yeah.
So it's kind of expensive. So I mostly am making colors as they're asked for. I'm not really kind of going out there and creating a whole bunch of colors and doing big runs in each color.
Yep.
They're kind of coming up as people, ask for them.
Yep.
And there's not that many people that ask for colors. It's mostly black, white, and maybe some gray. That's the majority of what we sell in PCTG. We do offer it in some colors, but most people just buy it in black or white, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and I think for what I mean, I like the fancy colors and stuff, but usually when I'm using something like PCTG, that's usually the black, the white, the gray. Those are kind of your standard because you're using it more of like a technical filament. So and then with PETG, you guys have your Pro PETG, but then you also have a high flow variant.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. And what's the difference between the two? Like obviously PETG is you're getting a higher flow rate with it, but for the people in the chat, can you kind of just explain why you might want one versus the other?
The biggest one's probably going to be cost effectiveness. The high flow PCTG, we priced it like, I think it's $32 on the site, but we have to ask for like $45 for the PCTG.
Yeah.
So it's mostly cost. They're very similar in terms of print quality, but the PCTG is going to be stronger, especially along layered lines. You can also take higher print temperatures, so you can get, much higher layer adhesion as a result. But they're very similar, and I'm looking to try to develop, a super, I guess, hush, but I'm working on some filaments that might be, I guess, not necessarily a replacement for PETG or PCTG, but, would certainly give them a run for their money in terms of cost and functionality.
Yep.
So I'll have more information about that eventually, but
that's awesome. Yeah. And I've always said it because you've been in this since, what was it, 2015 you said?
Yeah, I've been in printing. So my very first printing project was in high school in 2014, but I've been making filaments since 2020.
Yeah. So, and I've been doing this probably since about 2010, 2011. So I've always said, like, we've seen huge advancements in like the machines and the mechanical side of it and what, and then also like the slicing side of it. But the advancements we've seen in the material science side is just way beyond, I think, either of those. Because when I started back in 2010, you could basically get black ABS. Some companies had white, blue, and red, but you had basically black ABS was just the thing you had. So to see advancements like the PCTG coming out, and then all the other crazy stuff that we have, and then you saying you've got something else in the works, that's the stuff that's really exciting. I know for a lot of people is just the use case that a lot of these new materials have, in producing these parts. So with PCTG, I know I've printed with it and I love it. I'm a big PETG fan. The things that I've found about PCTG, and we kind of talked about this a little bit off stream, but I wanted to make sure everybody. So I've noticed the layer adhesion improvement on it, the ability to be able to print it hot. I'm printing it at about 270. But what I also see with it is no stringing, a better surface finish than most of the higher quality PETGs. But then also one of the things that I hear a lot about people not liking PETG is the fact that it'll gum up on the nozzle. I don't see that with PCTG. and I know you kind of saw similar things. So what's the reason for it not gumming up on the nozzle like a lot of people see with PETG?
That's a really good question. That's definitely more on the sort of chemistry side.
Yeah.
The main reason is it just doesn't stick to hot metal as much as PETG tends to. I'm not sure the exact reason why. I just make the filament.
Yeah, and you're seeing that same thing, right, with your PCTG
absolutely.
About it not sticking with the nozzle, because I know that's one of the big complaints I hear about people that say they don't want to switch from PLA to PETG is that it gums up on the nozzle, it burns on the nozzle, it strings all the time, and I think PCTG, for what I've seen with it, kind of lessens that, and I think PCTG might be a little bit easier entry point than PETG for someone.
Yeah, definitely. It seems to be easier to work with on a relatively untuned setup. It's more tolerant to a wider range of print settings. You can print it at 240. It's probably not the best to print it at 240, but you can do it. But you can print as high as 280, and it'll still print just fine. It's very adaptable, and it doesn't take up moisture as quickly as PETG tends to. So that also helps, especially for newer people who might not have the whole drying setup.
Yeah.
Now, more so because most people aren't printing PCTG, and you have a lot of people doing PLA and ABS and stuff like that. From your PLA line, like, what is your favorite? What's your like go-to color? Because you have some pretty cool colors, and I know a lot of people in here are more PLA printing people. And I think check out the site. I dropped the link. I pinned it, and I think Corey put it on his side as well. What is your favorite? You know what I mean? Like, and then,
oh gosh, don't make me do that.
Yeah, you gotta pick. We can ask you the same question with Cookie Cat. Like, if you had to go out and drink with one of your colors, which color would it be? I think I know the answer, but you don't have to say that one per se. You can go to something else.
I'm thinking my favorite color that I've made probably has to be the Arctic blue.
Yes,
it just prints. It prints so nice. Yeah. The slight translucence is just so cool.
Which one?
And it's a color that I compound custom. I buy the raw pigments and I compound it from raw pigments.
I think I have it here. Hold on.
Yeah, you did. I have quartz.
Yeah.
I like the quartz a lot as well. That's one of my favorites.
The whole crystal series is so nice.
That was the first thing I saw.
I think it's on a printer.
I was like, I need to reach out to this dude. I was like, he's got some crazy filament, and
so
I'm like, and nobody like I say nobody that I knew that were like filament junkies knew about you. I think Danny Neil Corey Prince had run into you at a like a flea market or something, or at some kind of sale, and he was like, oh yeah, that's LayerWorks, and I was like, oh dude, I was like,
oh gosh, that's such a bad picture.
I need to
retake that picture.
It's so good though. Like if you guys are going to 3D Printopia, I will have a rather long Flexi Dragon printed in this, and I posted it on X, and then in our Discord. It looks like ice when you print it. It's a wild color, and it prints great.
It does. For me, like, number one, and then also like I feel like your names are slightly unconventional as well. And the other thing that I do like about LayerWorks Filament, and people I've plugged you several times on like multiple streams. Like, I like that you didn't go the conventional route with like the regular stuff, and you went to the other side where people weren't really, the bigger companies weren't really playing, and you made stuff that was unique and not falling in line with like, oh, we got to make a yellow, got to make a red, I got to make a blue, I got to make a gray, and you're like, I gotta make a red, but it's gonna be translucent, and still be PLA.
Well, so I mean, one of the things was, speaking of names, so everybody knows that LayerWorks is making our filament, the Unspooled filament. And I was fully, when Steve and I came up with this name, right? Like this was just something we were throwing back names, and Steve was like, "Oh, what about this?" And I was just like, but to be honest, I was fully, not knowing you as well at the time, I was fully expecting us to say, "Hey, what about this name?" And for you to be like, "I'm not putting that on a filament." but you, as someone who was working with us, to say like this color, this, you know, the transparent gradient in these colors, you were fully on board and supported it, and you didn't like say that's the most ridiculous name. So if anybody in chat doesn't know, then the name of the Unspooled filament is, Steve, you say it.
You kiss your mother with that mouth. That's the name of the filament.
That is actually the name of it, and it's So I think that just goes to say what Steve was saying, is that you have non-traditional filament, unique filament, but you also have unique names to that filament. And to me, as a maker and as somebody who likes to make unique stuff, and I know all the people in chat, Steve's the same way, and you also seem to be the same way. That's important, right? Because it gives LayerWorks an identity. You know, and that Steve has said it before, the term niche, right? Like you have that niche of just really unique stuff. And I know we all love seeing that. And everybody that's been in our Unspooled Discord, which you've been pretty active in since you joined it, and every time you make a post, and it's great, because every time you make a post in that, everybody is just like, what the heck, like that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. So yeah, for anybody who's not in the Discord, join the Discord, and you get to see like some of these things that LayerWorks is experimenting with, and not just in the colors, and it's really cool. It's really cool to see. I'm hoping that eventually you have to run those lines 24 hours a day.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping, it's not too far off. If we can make, we're kind of working on some, more large retailer deals. Yeah. And if we can land some of those, we'll be moving to a new building and buying like 3 more lines.
That'd be awesome.
These are my LayerWorks popsicles right here. See that?
Oh yeah. Boom, boom. Which one is the fuchsia one? Which one is that one?
I don't have fuchsia. I just have.
What's the pink one or the reddish?
No, I don't know. Red. This is regular red.
Sorry,
orange,
the other
yellow.
hand.
Oh,
what's
this
that
is amethyst purple.
Amethyst purple. Okay.
I think this one was a dark blue sapphire, and then emerald green, and then I got the sight up. Just yellow, and then this one is citrine orange, which is probably like my favorite. I don't know why I like orange so much.
Citrine orange.
And then ruby red. Oranges and purples. There's something about those two colors that people just like. I love them. Yeah, I love them so much.
Orange is my favorite color. So, and then I have it up on screen now. That Monster Mash is one that I just I think it's great. I like to see this. I'd love to see something like this in like an ABS, because if you could print, if you could print a printer,
audible gas,
part, I would make a new Voron 2.4 just to print it in that color. It's a really neat. So,
are those standalone colors that you offer right now? The green looks like sea moss, right? Is that sea moss by chance?
No, so that's going to be a fluorescent green. I think we offer. Yeah, that's a combination of our fluorescent green and our opaque amethyst color. I don't know if those are listed yet, because those are very, very new, and I haven't had time to edit the website. Also, you can blame Castrated in chat for that Monster Mash color. He's the one that asked for it.
Nice, Castrated.
Thank you. It's a good color.
It is.
It turned out I thought it was going to be like a complete, brown mess, but we were able to tune it to a point where it's like the perfect mix of that.
Is that cotton candy? Dude,
that's cotton candy.
I love cotton candy. I was like, I just saw that earlier today, and I was like, I saw this before, didn't grab it. I was like, this is about to be in my cart.
That filament in person is so bright it hurts my eyes. It's amazing.
Does it?
Yeah,
looks so good,
it's
though.
like
Oh, it
the
looks-
perfect cyberpunk color. It's incredible.
Looks like
Oh,
we just
thanks,
got a
man.
raid from Digital Dragon.
Hey, Digital Dragon, thanks for the
So,
raid.
Thanks for the raid, man. And so anybody who's joining us from Digital
Yeah.
Dragon, welcome. We're the Unspooled Discord, or the Unspooled podcast. Myself, Mojee, and Steve, Layer by Layer. So we are talking with the brains and behind LayerWorks Solution, which
Say
if you can
half
see
the
on
brains.
the screen,
Say half the brains. Just
half the brains. His
There you go.
his better
He's
half is
engaged.
currently in chat as well.
yes.
So we're talking about filament, obviously,
Mhm.
but we're
What else would we
looking
be
at-
talking about on the Unspooled podcast?
Exactly.
I know,
So,
right? I know, right?
we're looking at what they do. So if you guys aren't familiar, if you look in the chat, we're posting the link to their site. Check them out because unique colors that you're just not going to see anywhere else. Unique color combinations that you just don't see, especially in the gradient line. But the crystal PLAs, like all of the transparent colors. So this is that citrine orange that you were referring to, Steve.
Yeah, I love it.
Like, yeah, just some of the colors are just this is that dark sapphire. They're all just, I mean, so many of them are just really, really nice.
I did have some stuff with the rainbow as well, but I don't know how I put it up. But yeah, I think for me the coolest part is being able to talk to people from companies, and since joining the community, like I've talked to a bunch of people that I never thought I would talk to, and like I reached out to you and you like answered back like immediately, and this is probably like a year ago. You answered back immediately and was like, cool, and then I was like, yeah, I want to buy some stuff. Like you're like, yeah, great, and and like we've been like talking back and forth ever since then. And like for me, if I find cool stuff, I want to share it. So whenever I had the opportunity, I would bring it up. Just like, hey, like you guys got to check out LayerWorks. It's got really cool stuff. And I think it was more so because you were an independent business. You were American made, and you seem to enjoy what you were doing, and you don't find that often. And as a photography person, I saw that the artistic eye in the photos and stuff that you posted. So I was like, you really are into this stuff. It's not like you just like snap the photo and then threw it online. And the stuff looks neat. It looks organized. It doesn't look like someone who just like bought a filabot and was like, I make filament now. Because it happens. People buy, they go and buy one and they like have no idea what's going on, and they try to make filament. And they're like, and then next thing you know, you see it on like eBay or something like that. So it was cool to see, and to see that you're doing like festivals and like, markets and stuff like that and selling stuff. And like every time I saw, I saw LayerWorks, I saw you, out there like hustling, and, trying to get your product into people's hands and stuff like that. And so it's cool. I feel like if you guys are, looking for new filament, like you'll go there and you're gonna see stuff that you've never seen before. And if you have the addiction like me, I'm fine. I'm addicted. Yes, I have a problem.
I can stop whenever I want.
I can stop whenever I want. He's a good guy. It's a great place to go and get filament. And you're supporting somebody who's active in the community. You know what I mean? And like when you see his name come up, that's who's there. That's who's replying to you. I'm gonna say 99% of the time, because maybe your wife. I said wife. Man, look at me. Your fiance is replying. Maybe it's your fiance replying as well. Oh man, we also got a raid from Polymaker. Man, appreciate the raid, Polymaker. Right now, anybody who missed it, we're talking about LayerWorks Solutions. He's an independent filament maker out of Tennessee. You might have. Well, I already said the first part out of Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Making dope filament. Like a lot of translucent clear filament. It's all super awesome. Sorry for the rant, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of give everybody a little thing. And also, we are. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this: we're the first podcast with its own 3D printing filament. Podcast.
I think so.
you know, first
If that's not true though, correct us because with
their own filament. So you know,
just for you.
Just and it's right now it's limited edition, but you're putting it on the site as well, right?
Eventually, I think we will be.
Okay, yeah. So
we'll work out a like I guess like a royalty or some sort of maybe not royalty is the best word, but
don't worry about the legal.
We'll deal with that later.
We'll deal with that later. We honestly, and it was like I think I came to Corey and was like, dude, we should do a filament. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And then I was like, I know the person. I was like, I know exactly who. So like,
I mean, and that's the idiot who's dumb enough to do this.
Well, and that's one of those things where, like, I think a lot of time, what I think is exciting and unique about what you do is that a lot of times we know all of these filament companies, right? Mm-hmm. And we become interested and we become friends and colleagues with a lot of these people, but we often don't know who's actually making the filament, who's coming up with the ideas, who is doing everything behind the scenes. So it's nice to know that everything that you guys are doing, you guys are making, right? So it's and you're in the trenches coming up with new stuff and then also you know, taking feedback from the community that says like you've said multiple times, like recommendations, right? So if enough people are asking for something, it could be something that you guys might be interested in making. Doesn't mean that everybody has to bombard them with recommendations now, because that
was the thing when we first rolled it out. I was kind of like, I don't want him to get like freaking swamped with people like.
Did you bring enough for the whole class?
Well, not even that. I didn't want people to like bombard you with like, hey, can you make this? Hey, can you make this? Hey, can you make this? And like, I felt bad. Like, I wanted to share who it was, but I also didn't want you to like, because if they're like me, if someone told me they got an inside person that can make them some filament, I'd be like, hey, who is it? And tell me right now. I'm gonna go talk to them. So for it, you know, like for you to be like as open to, you know, possible collaborations, I think it's cool. I also think it's awesome that it allows people who aren't in the, let's say, the higher realm of the higher level of, you know, influential people in the community to, you know, make a little foothold in it and make, you know, just to say like, hey, I had a filament made that I came up with, or that we came up with, or that you know, it's for my you know, my son's robotics team. They wanted to make a color that was specific to them, you know, like that's really cool, you know, because it's not a lot of places where you can go and get custom filament. I think Protopasta, they do a workshop where you can go out there and make a roll or two of filament, but to be able to like, hey, I like this color, I like these colors, I think it's a good idea, are you open to making that, and you know, in a not gigantic batch of filament, and for someone to be like, yeah, let's give it a try. It was no hesitation. Like I reached out, you was like, yeah, let's do it, and I'm like, well, I was like, I'm not ready. It's like
just an idea,
just like it was like cool. It was like slightly intimidating, but also like very cool. Like, okay, well, like it's put up or shut up time. Let's go ahead and make this happen. And then for you to be like open to like everything that we were throwing at you or whatever, it was, you know, and we were like, unlike probably other people's requests, we were very like flexible. We're like, hey, we want to go from something like this to this, and like,
and the fact
you get there, we don't care.
And the fact that we threw out some color ideas and you put something together. We said we wanted a gradient in this, and you did it, and it was perfect the first time. Like we didn't have to go back. We didn't go back and say, well, you know, like it was perfect.
That was complete luck because I guessed on all the ratios. When you said, "Oh, this is perfect," I wrote it down, and that's the color now.
We were like, so "Oh my gosh!" Yeah, we were. If you could have seen us, we were like freaking floored when it was like, you know, I was like, I saw it, I was like, this is awesome. I think I showed it to Corey. He was like, yeah. We was like, okay, we both like this. He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, this is easy.
Yeah, it was so good. Well, we were like originally we were like, oh man, what if you could mix the citrine orange and the magenta together, right? Because we were obviously thinking, because of Unspooled being, you know, orange and purple, or like a pinkish purple. And then when you actually sent the picture, I was just like, holy crap, that's like that's exactly
that's it. That's the color.
exactly what I dreamt about, you know, when we all started talking about it. So yeah, it's really cool. The other color, so let's see, Mad Scientist Slack says the crystal PLA looks really, and those are the first ones that I actually looked at. I think it was Steve. It was this citrine orange was the first one that Steve was like, you have to go look at this.
I was like, you got to look at this.
And this was the first one I ever looked at. And then the second one I ever looked at was the gradient, and it was wait, no. It was this one, no.
Mossy granite, wasn't it? Was it?
Yeah, the mossy granite.
Yeah.
So I love
such a bad picture. I got to retake that one too.
Well, but so I like grays, obviously, and very gray, and I love gradient gray. But I've always liked the marbled filament, you know, that has. But I've never seen a gray gradient marble. And this almost has like a greenish thing to it. I don't know how, but yeah, I just when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, funny story about that mossy granite specifically. That was an attempt at making a tan that failed horribly. It failed so bad. But once I got the first proof spool, I was like, hey, that kind of looks like a mossy color. So I printed some statues out of it, and I was like, yep, I got to add black flake to this, and that's mossy granite. Because we'd already offered white granite as a color. So we'd already, you know, kind of established how to do a marble filament. And then when that happened, we were just like, okay, we're throwing black flake in, and that's mossy granite. That's what that is.
Yeah, that was the second one I saw, and I was like, and then the third one I saw was that one.
Yeah.
And to this, I mean, obviously, other than our Unspooled one, it's really even. Like we have the Unspooled and then the Arctic Blue. Like this stuff when it's printed, I wanted to throw it in a drink because it looks like ice. So I pinned a chat just because Polymorph is hilarious. So he's like, oh my god, he says, oh my god, these are great, and then the wallet, I'm so sorry. So anytime we find
mermaid sapphire star.
Oh yeah. So I was anytime I find a new group of filament that I like, a new company, or like a new line that an existing company that I was aware of makes. It's like cha-ching, you just start like adding them into the cart. So I know what you're talking about, Polymorph. That's it, but it's such a good thing, right? Like, you can never have too much filament.
At least bookmark it. If you can't get it all today, bookmark them. You know,
buy like one a week until you have all the colors you want. But that Arctic Blue, like that was one of the things I know when I got it, I was like, man, that looks even better. And that's another thing we've said, right, Steve, is that a lot of times when you see filament on a site, you get it and it looks so good on the spool, and then you print it and then you're like, oh man, it doesn't look as good printed.
That's not it.
Your stuff looks better, as good or better printed than it does on the spool, which is not always the case. Look how deep that purple is, dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I will say that this Arctic Blue, this is probably the filament that I've ever, the best filament I've ever seen that represent what it looks like on the spool is exactly what it looks like when you print it. It doesn't become more opaque after you print it. It doesn't like it just looks like it does on the spool. I don't know why. I'm sure there's a reason. But
I put a lot of work into developing that color, so thank you so much. That's one of the very few colors that I compound myself from raw pigment. So that color takes extra work, but it's so worth it.
Yeah, and there's just so when I was like, Steve and I literally when we first started looking at, when you first showed me that, we sat on like a Discord call one night for 3 hours, and I'm embarrassed to say how long we looked at this, and we looked at every single color that you have, Yeah, just a huge fan. But
So quick question, because I see
Yeah.
like in some of the PLAs they look crystal-ish.
Mhm.
Like what defines a crystal from like a regular PLA for you?
So the crystal, we had a specific set of pigments made for us.
Okay.
We had custom pigments compounded just for us. So those are all kind of the crystal pigments.
Okay.
So the other ones that look kind of light, they're not as transparent as the crystal series. But most of those are compounded from raw pigment rather than
Gotcha.
having somebody compound it for us.
Nice.
So those are in the kind of the regular category. But
Okay, because I've seen like glacier blue, and I was like, well, what makes glacier blue not a crystal?
Yeah.
And orchid looks amazing, man.
yep,
Dude,
orchid's another custom
Oh my
compound, so it looks
gosh.
very
Yeah,
similar to the Arctic.
that's under. Yeah.
That's the
regular
regular.
PLAs, yeah, right
Yeah.
there at the bottom. Yes, dude,
Yeah.
look at that.
So I
Look at
can
that.
see what I do see a little bit what you're saying though, that this
Yeah.
is transparent, but it is a little bit more opaque than the crystal.
It's like
Yeah.
slightly cloudy.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit of light pass through, but not
Yeah.
quite as much as the other ones.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that one that's a wicked nice color. Yeah.
That one's a
Yeah.
good one.
I literally
It
look
really
like
is, dude.
Yeah. So we don't want to keep you too late. But
Oh, I got
what
nothing going on. I can yap as long as you guys want me to.
so just real quick, does anybody in chat? So Peekaboo does. She was said it was no shipping to Canada. Do you?
Yeah.
Is that something? So I hear that a lot, like no international shipping or no shipping to Canada. Is that something that could potentially happen at some point?
Very
or-
much.
Okay.
I'd like to start doing international shipments. I just need to figure out how that whole process works.
Yeah.
I haven't really had a whole lot of traffic on the website until we started posting on social media, and then the
Mhm.
website went crazy. So I haven't quite got those worked out yet, but I will. That's one of the goals for this year is to at least get shipping to Canada, Mexico, and other North American countries.
Perfect.
We kind of the first starter, and then we'll see about Europe. But I don't think we can sell to Europe spooling onto a plastic spool. I have to look into that because all of our filament does come on a plastic spool right now.
Okay.
Because we bought out another company in North Carolina, and we bought like 20,000 of their spools.
Whoa.
So now I just have endless stacks of pallets of spools that I don't know what to do with.
So
gotta
Peekaboo,
fill 'em.
if at any point we do find out that they are shipping to Canada, we'll try to let you know.
Yes, that's
try to let
on my
everybody
list
know.
of things to do for this year. So I'm hoping, soon TM.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna two-part this. Polymorph had asked, how do the crystals compare to resin? And then also would like to see printed samples of in the pictures if possible at some point.
Yeah.
So
At some point, I want to do an entire because it's just me running the website, and I have barely enough time to even eat and sleep. So at one point, I just want to take a week and just redo every picture on the site. Take nice, do nice print samples. Revamp the entire site, all the descriptions, everything. I just haven't gotten time to do that yet.
mhm.
So Canadian shipping and print samples.
Yeah, that'll be the work. As far as I see Mad Scientist Slack's question in the chat, at some point I heard that you can't sell filament in the EU that's not on a cardboard spool. I don't know about that. That's why I say I got to double check on that. That's just something I heard, like a couple of years ago. So whether or not that's true, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I need to check on that though.
And then Polymorph was asking so I know I'm a big refill fan, and a lot of companies are doing like refills. Is that something that you guys have ever thought about?
Yeah, that's something that I want to do eventually. I need to figure out, a good way to do that because I don't have, the spooler set up to be able to do just a coil right now. With a little bit of R&D, I'm sure I could make that happen. I could see if I could figure out how to do, maybe like onto a bamboo spool or some other refill spool that people have, pretty commonly. And it's something that we want to do, but I just don't have the bandwidth right now.
Yeah.
Because new colors and new materials are kind of the priority as far as what's going to help us scale.
Sure.
Because new colors always do well.
We have been following kind of the refills just because I'm a big fan of it. We have been following kind of the refill scene in 3D, and it does seem like most people are kind of following that bamboo type core with the notch that'll fit, because Sunlu, eSun, Bamboo, and then all of the other companies that are doing refills, they all fit the same core. So, but
yeah, I'll have to look into that. That's definitely on the list of R&D projects that I'll get to one day. Maybe after I can hire a team to help run the sort of day-to-day stuff, and I can focus more on the R&D instead of doing juggling both R&D and sort of day-to-day production. But yeah.
Peekaboo says, what printers does he use? I'm gonna say all of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a long answer.
Yeah. What's your let's do this. What's your favorite machine to use?
Oh gosh, I'm really liking the Cheaty Techs. They recently released the Q2, and I'm loving that one so far.
Did you get the cube? Was it the Cheaty box with it as well, or?
Yep, it's not here yet, but it's on the way. I'm excited to play with that as well. But I've got a little bit of everything. I've got old Crealities, I've got new Crealities, I've got old Cheaty Techs, I've got new Cheaty Techs, I've got a wall of Prisas, a bunch of Bamboos to play with, Centauri Carbon. There's a Voron sitting back there, a selection of Anycubic machines. I just try to get a pretty big slice of the printer market. And getting a Snapmaker U1, yes, eventually. Well, we'll see. I would like to get one to test with, that way I can, it's company expense. I don't have to pay for it and I can write it off.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that you say, like you have to, you want to test your filament on it, as many different machines and setups as you can. So
because each machine is a little bit different and maybe requires slightly different settings. So it's good to know, how the filament's going to perform on a particular printer. So if a customer has an issue with a specific filament on a specific printer, I know how to replicate the issue and I can help them. So it's important to have such a huge range of printers rather than just having, hundreds of one particular printer. So it's a lot.
Yeah.
I think I posted some pictures in the Discord, and it's like, oh man, this looks like an insane person was left to buy printers.
Yeah. So if you guys are wondering, the Unspooled Discord. So we actually had, I don't know if Strothgar is in chat, but Strothgar has had the benefit of swinging by LayerWorks and checking it out. And
as well as he's got the demo roll. He
actually has on the Unspooled filament before we do, which is so lucky. So he but the first comment he made to me after coming back was, man, he's got a lot of printers. So I was like, a lot of filament and a lot of printers. So which it would, I mean, I suspect if any reputable filament manufacturer, you would want to test it on as many different things as you could. So that's cool. And it's really neat that you have a Voron too, because that's my baby. Because I put way too much money into that thing. Yeah, because that's not something that I think most companies might test on. That's kind of something that I lump into the maker category, because I try to have a couple custom builds, setups that I test on just for people who custom build their printers. That's still very much a thing that people do. So I have a couple of custom built stuff kicking around that I use to test kind of some weird stuff on. Mine's broken at the moment, but I'll get it fixed one day. As soon as I can have a weekend where I'm not doing something or traveling anywhere, I'll fix it. That might be like December, we'll see, but not get there. So not making new filament, not setting up new lines, not updating the website, not taking filament pictures, not figuring out Canada shipping, like
not getting married.
That's number one.
Good luck. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's Yeah, you got a lot going on, but
Yeah, it's busy, but it's good. It's I'm having so much more. I used to work kind of a corporate job. I used to work for a company that did like, proper large format 3D printing. That was printing with robot arms. They were printing parts of buildings. It was a super cool job, but it was kind of, I just felt maybe, I guess, a little limited because I worked for R&D for them. So I did materials development, and I developed from start to finish the material that they're using now. So that's kind of cool. But the filament just started getting too popular. I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go do my own thing. And I'm enjoying it way more than I did working at the last job. So
nice.
I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah. What's that saying? If you enjoy your job, you'll never work a day in your life. So, yeah. If you get to play with printers all day, like that's right. Yeah. I
get to just mix colors and see what happens, and then print the results.
You just got a lot of haters in the crowd. They're like, "What is that? Wait! He get to make his own filament and print it, and then go make some more. Like, come on, man."
Yeah. That's how it works. If you work hard, you get to reap the rewards.
Just to circle back, you are coming to 3D Printopia. Is this your first Rep Rap Festival?
No, it's actually going to be my third.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there the very first year.
That's right.
They ran it.
So was I.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we probably ran across each other.
I was just, it was pretty small the very first year, but it was still fun. Just walking around, seeing all the cool projects and stuff that's going on. Just being able to chat with other makers and see some of the influencers and just kind of say, hey, love your content and stuff like that. And then we came back in 2019 with the college group, and we just kind of hung out, did some stuff. Nice. One of my buddies won one of the Spool giveaways, so nice. I'm coming back 6 years later, and it'll be exciting to see how different it is from last time I was there in 2019 to 2015 or 2025. And just
a lot more vendors and a lot more people.
My one was in 2022 for 3D Printopia, which I live like 30 minutes away from there. And like I think like we always tell people, if you haven't been to a Rap Festival, try to make it to one or to like a maker fair. You just find like you'll be like with your people. You're like,
it's just
these are my
the
people.
Energy is so great. There's so many people there who are so excited about 3D printing, and all the people do crazy print projects. It's ages. Insane what some people do. Yeah,
little kids to like older people. It's just like like you guys are my people, man. Like let's talk about printers and enjoy it. And then like you said, for people who sat home and watched the videos and stuff like that, like being able to come and see like Joel Telling walking around the room, or like just the different people that you watch, big channels and small channels that you watch and you support with views, or you support them on Patreon and stuff like that, and actually get to see them in person. That means a lot. It means a lot on both sides. It means a lot to the person creating that content, because then it shows them that what they're doing is worth it. It's to the person who like sees the person that they love. I say love, it's a strong word, but that they they enjoy the content of. But then you have in the middle, you have the companies that facilitate both sides of that that deal, and that's where like you fall in, and and all the other companies, the printer companies as well as the other accessory companies, and I think that's what makes it like this kind of like microcosm of like everything that you love in one room, from the influencers to the material that you use to the machines that you use. And then like, after that you get to go and hang out with them, or like potentially hang out and get a photo with them, and it makes their day. You see new stuff, you have a chance to win some stuff, it's an all around good experience, and it's family friendly. So it's awesome. It was
like the first time I ever met Jason from LDO, everybody said he was a nice person, and he's literally the nicest person you will ever meet in your entire life. But yeah, anybody you get to meet there is just wild.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a ton of people there this year. Like It just
Dude, I've been pimping it out. I've been pimping it out like, hey, teachers,
I don't know how
you got kids in
many
your class,
more.
come out to the event.
Yeah, like I don't know how many more there are this year versus last year as far as like vendors or exhibitors.
I think it's going to be a big year this year.
It just seems like a lot more. The list seems
it
bigger.
Does. The list is crazy. There was so many names on the list.
A little.
It was so many names on the list. I actually went through the list and I went through the mat and like went one to one. I'm like, wow, how are they fitting all of these people into the main hall? And then you still have the spillover as well. But I'm like, this is insane. Like how many people that how many vendors are going to be there. And it's just a variety. It's some new ones this year, some that aren't coming back this year that, that were like staples. And then you have some new ones that are coming in and filling in those slots, with stuff that's coming out. It's going to be cool, man. And it's like literally 4 days away. It's literally
coming up fast.
It's 48 hours, basically. A little over 48 hours.
Friday.
Not count. Yeah. Don't count Friday. Yeah, I'm counting Friday because I got to fly. But yeah. So 3 days. What is it? 10 a.m. on Saturday it starts. So
yeah, 10 a.m. on Saturday. Whew.
Get to drive. Drive 10 hours up there. I'm not excited about that, but
coming up. When are you leaving? You leaving on Friday, or you leaving like early Saturday morning or something?
No, we're coming up Friday. There's no way that I'm going to make 10 out.
I was going to say, good Lord.
No, there's no way that I'd be able to do that and then have the energy to talk to people all day. Just not possible. So, we're coming up Friday.
Yeah.
You have a car full of filament.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, all right. Well, let's see. What time is it? Is it 9:12? So, but before we kind of let you go for the evening, let everybody know like just what you're doing, where they can find you, and then what you're going to be doing over the next 3 months or so.
So we've got our holiday gradients coming up soon. We've got some Christmas gradients coming up and some other winter holiday gradients that we're working on. Steve has very helpfully pinned our link to the chat there. You can find us at LayerWorksSolutions.com and see all of our filaments, all of our kind of crazy creations, and just kind of keep an eye out. We're working on new materials and new color combinations, and we'll see what works out, and we'll be probably posting about it on social media as well. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok. And
let's see. So, Steve, do you have any more questions, or does anybody in chat have any more questions? I know.
Materials TM.
New materials. Yeah. I know. You said we could keep you for as long as we wanted, but again, I don't want to keep you all night.
I'm just glad you guys didn't start talking about the specifics of various materials. Because we would be here all night if you got me on a rabbit hole talking about specifics about some materials.
Yeah, I could nerd out about that.
Yeah, I had to rein them. That's why I switched this to PLA, because you guys were going down that PCTG road, and my eyes were glazing over a little bit, and I was like, we gotta slide this back.
I could talk about like technical formulas of material all night long. So. Yeah,
your fiance said
we'd have to like end it and switch to like another podcast, like
the podcast that puts people to sleep because we're talking about polyphenol sulfones and how they're better in cryogenic temperatures.
Real quick, I do have a question. Are you going to do anything besides filament? Are you going to branch out into, like, everyone's doing cool plates now? Seems like a easy side step
dryers,
or something. Dryers as well, or any collabs with like some of the printer companies or anything, or smaller companies or anything like that in the works. Or
there's a couple of social media, I guess you could call them influencers that we're working with
nice
to try to do some stuff, but nothing's super confirmed yet. We do have we have a couple things coming up that we're working on, but nothing super in place right now. But as far as other products, I don't. At the moment, there are no plans. we have sunk way too much filament, or way too much money into our filament setup at the moment. So we've got to start making some filament, and you know, maybe eventually. But if I can't make it myself, I don't. You know, I really want to make it myself ultimately. You know, that would be kind of the main thing. If we could make our own build plates, that would be awesome. But I can't imagine what the tooling setup, you know, would be to do that. But, you know, maybe one day we'll see where it goes. Right now we're focused on filaments, and you know, we've got some cool gradients and cool colors coming up.
Nice.
But, you know, maybe
if holiday packs, and people love holiday packs. Or holiday filaments, I mean. So people love holiday filaments. I didn't mean say holiday pack. Unless you got a holiday pack coming, then people love holiday
no,
packs.
But that'd be a good idea. I'd like to,
See, boom, this is what I do. This is what I do.
Marketing.
Yeah, this is what I do.
I'd like to try to figure out some sort of like bundles or something like that for next year. You know, like a little 4th of July bundle where you get
a
some
little
sparkly
ruby
filament.
red, a little quartz, a little maybe dark green for Christmas. Boom, got that Christmas.
Yeah, Halloween's easy too. You could just do an orange, a white, black, green, pumpkins, right? So, yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, so everybody follow LayerWorks on Instagram, on TikTok.
Yeah, check us out. We post sometimes.
Check out the website, layerworksolutions.com. Check out all of the, well, if Steve says the PLAs, but then also check out their ABSs, check out their PCTGs, check out their high flow PETG. And then, like you said, they also have the Works line.
Yes,
you're like me, and you do a lot of prototyping and test parts. It is a lower cost PLA, so they have it in black, gray, worn steel, recycled green, and sea glass blue. So it is a recycled filament that does offer a couple different colors in the blue and the green, which you don't often see. A lot of times you just see black, gray, and then some other, darker gray. So if you're looking at those, take a look at them. Now, do you guys do any bulk discounts? Like if somebody came in and ordered 100 of them, or
if we do offer bulk discounts, if somebody wants to order 100 of them, shoot me an email. We can talk about that. And yeah, we're working on sort of, I guess, a retailer package, something that we can send to retailers or something like that, where they can just, see our price scaling and that sort of thing. But yeah, we do have bulk discounts on the website as well. I think if you order more than 5, you get a 20% discount.
Okay.
I have to make sure that applies to everything, because it should.
Okay.
But
all right, well, guys, go stock your carts full of stuff, and especially that Arctic blue. The Arctic blue and the citrine orange. Those are my two of my favorites. But and then obviously if when the Unspooled filament becomes available on the site, and then also talking to Steve or I, you can get it. So hopefully we'll see it, 3D Printopia after that too. So
I'm sending the first delivery to Steve at 3D Printopia.
Yep.
And then I'll be shipping your delivery right after 3D Printopia.
Yeah. So and like I said, if you guys want it, we've had a lot of interest in the Discord. If you guys want it, we will order more. We'll order as much as everybody wants, basically.
And I'll make as much as everybody wants.
So it's a really cool filament, and I'm excited to see everything. If you guys do join the Unspooled Discord, there is some prints from that material strewn throughout the Discord, the channels and stuff, so you can see it. So go check it out, and then you'll see all kinds of other things that LayerWorks has posted. So some crazy stuff that I don't want to bring up now because they're not anything that you guys could buy. But if you do go to the
maybe
Discord,
soon. I've got a bunch of stuff in the works.
So if you're interested in more like technical type stuff, go check it out. So But so Steve, you got anything else that you want to ask? So
No.
what we probably should do is wish you well. Wish you
Safe travel.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
An amazing wedding whenever that is coming up.
March,
March, right?
Mhm.
So
yeah.
and everybody also say thank you to Pumpkins 745 for allowing us to monopolize your fiance's time for the last almost hour. So it's really cool what you do. I'm super glad to know you and have anything to do with you, because I think you're doing cool stuff. I can't wait to see what you do in the future. It's awesome. So
Yeah, I really appreciate you having me on.
Oh, no problem, man. You are and at any point in the future, if you have something new that you want to come on and talk about, you're more than welcome. I think Steve would second that. We'll
see. We'll see how this plastic development goes, because if that works out, then we're going to have one of those podcasts that puts people to sleep talking about material properties and stuff.
Well, Shenanigans, he said he'd watch that, so we'd have at least one viewer.
Yeah.
So
it's all
it'd be me, you, and Shenanigans. We probably just do a Discord call. But well, all right. We hope you have a good evening.
Yeah,
we'll
thank you. You guys have a good evening too.
In roughly 3 days?
3 days.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever Saturday is.
Yeah.
I swear yesterday it was July, but now it's almost October. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like we were just talking that 3D Printopia was 3 months away, and now it's 3 days away. But,
dude.
Yeah. So again, before we let him go, everybody check him out at 3D Printopia. If you have any of the nerdy material science questions like I have, ask him. You know, he likes to talk about
don't
this
ask
stuff.
him at 3D Printopia though.
If you're going to ask me specific material questions, be ready to sit around for like 30 minutes talking about it.
That's why I said don't ask him at
into the rabbit hole.
But ask him all the questions, whatever you know, whatever he's willing to answer. So so again, thank you, and have a good night.
Yeah, you guys too.
All right, later, man.
See ya.
All right, so that was LayerWorks Solutions. That was pretty cool. I mean, I think they're doing awesome stuff, and I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see how he grows in the future, because I have a feeling that you're going to see a lot from him.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. Like I said, I'm not gonna plug you if I don't like the stuff, and I plug them all the time. You know, if you see me talking to someone in an interview or something, I'm like, this company is making cool looking filament that you can't really find anywhere else. Go check it out. You know, and
my first thing was once you showed me that citrine orange, I was looking at it and I was like, wow, those colors are really unique.
Yep.
But I hadn't printed with it, right? So I was like, oh, the colors are really awesome, but I didn't know how it printed. I hadn't done it. And then when I got that Arctic blue, and I saw how well it printed, that was just like, so if you have amazing, unique colors, plus with exceptional printability and really good filament, the spools are wound nice. They were packaged well, like that, and then but just it printing well is like just that kind of, you know, feather in the cap of like it's a good filament, you know. And the price is good, you know. A lot we've seen that a lot of US made filament can tend to be on the higher side, and theirs isn't. Theirs is priced well, so that's another cool thing to see. But
and it's not a common thing, you know, like you said, sometimes the stateside stuff can be a little more pricey. But you know, a lot of times that's because I say stateside, it may be sold by an American company, but sometimes it's stuff that they send out and then they bring it back. And then you know, and that's not saying it's all of them. Right, majority of the American filament companies are making this stuff here, and selling it here as well. But you know, sometimes the price can be a little out of hand for like a 750 roll. You know, like wait a minute. Not only is it not a full roll, you're charging me it's a 750.
Yeah, so you're paying like I often see like a 750 gram roll for like $39.99, and I'm like,
it's insane. Like, wait, what's going on here?
You know, and I'm not one to shy away from good filament because of the price, but everybody has like their limit where even they're you know, like I'm like, whoa, but so to see great colors that print well at $25 that are from an American company and manufactured here is you know, is unique probably as the colors, you know.
And I think because of how unique his colors are, they kind of fall into like the boutique status, which is kind of like where Cookie Cat kind of falls into like boutique. You know, you're not getting, you know, it's, you know, they don't really sell the regular colors. Their main focus is on, you know, innovative stuff or different, you know, different things.
And I like to see that because I mean, there's so many filament companies out there that are just selling matte red, matte black, basic PLA and gray and white, and then all the other colors. It's nice to see those unique colors that you just can't get like, anywhere else.
People are locked in on the, you know, for those basic colors, you'll either go with the company you've always gone with, or you'll just buy Amazon basic colors. Like if you want to make if you're trying to get a 3D printing company up and running right now, a filament company, you got to go where no one else is going. You know, you got to make stuff that nobody else is making, or you're gonna get gobbled up because people are like, well, why would I pay? And a lot of times they do have to charge a little bit more because it's all done in house. They don't have that cushion of, you know, corporate backers and stuff like that. So
or just inexpensive manufacturing in general. You know, like,
inexpensive, bulk manufacturing,
bulk
stuff
manufacturing,
like that. You know, so. But I mean, when it's nice, you just, you know, you want to do it, you know.
Well, plus when you know, it's one of the benefits I think of why we wanted to do the podcast was that trying to connect the people behind the scenes that you don't see all the time, right? Because we all see the content creators and the influencers and even the big heads of most of the big companies that are the marketing faces.
We see Joel, you know,
but
we see over to Greg.
Yeah, you don't often see the filament companies, the people that are actually making the filament. You know, you see the marketing people, which they're great, but I think that it's a whole nother level to be able to see the actual to connect with the actual person extruding that plastic and coming up with the colors and coming up with the different formulas and all the different filament.
It kind of falls into like, you know, you can go buy a pack of Chip Ahoy cookies, or you can buy a chocolate chip cookie made by like someone, you know, and I'm like, I'm willing to spend, you know, the same amount on a single cookie that I would on a pack of cookies if it's someone making it and it's boutique. And
so
it's delicious.
Exactly what you said. I'm gonna pin these two comments by Tech Keeper, right? So this is the first one.
Wait, sorry,
This is the first one. So community involvement is so important in order to compete, right? And then the second one is I'll spend more for filament of someone I've chatted with, right? So if you have a connection with a company and the people behind the company and especially in this case the owner of that company and his family, for me it gives that connection to where I want to buy the filament. One because it's good colors, prints well, and then two, I want to see them succeed, right? And I want to see them grow. So and that would be the case if I was spending $30 or $34.99 on a filament. But we just said before, their filament's falling at $25 for like the LayerWorks PLA or the Crystal PLA, which is an amazing price when you think about it for a US made filament, you know. So not only do you have the connection, but you have the feel or the good price.
You see that? Hold on, you keep slicing me. Wait.
Oh, sorry. Who says I don't make filament? Maybe you do. I don't know who
Maybe
you are.
We know who it is.
So
Oh,
polymorph,
so- yeah.
polymorph. Are you in that Tennessee area? Because I've seen you make a. Why do I keep every time I do that? I've seen you make a few comments where you could like pop in. So I don't. Yeah, we'll have to check with them. I don't know. I don't know if they have a store. Did we ask him that? If they have a store where someone could swing in if they were local to buy? Like I know a lot of like the US made, like Coex 3D has like a store where someone can walk in. And
We'll find out. We'll find
yeah.
out for you, Polymorph. He might still he might drop it in the chat. Yeah. Hey, Zombie.
Hey, Zombie. Zombie.
So Polymorph 2 hours north of Nashville. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So yeah, you are relatively close compared to probably most people. But yeah.
I mean, he's closer. Definitely. He's closer to LayerWorks than I am to my closest micro center, and I still drive 4 hours for that. So I would drive 2 hours to go get awesome filament if I can.
Yeah. Cool.
Should
cool.
So exactly. So Shenanigans says, "Oh, sorry. Go ahead."
No. I was gonna say also real quick while we were talking about that. One more thing. We talked about it before. 3D Printopia. If you're coming, you don't have a table, but you want to share one of your makes, feel free to bring them by our table, and you know, maybe make a little 3D printed sign or something. Go on Make a World and make a little, you know, tag for it or whatever. Or
so we now that
we know who it is.
And now that it's put out there, we can tell everybody where we are. So if everybody knows like the layout, where like as you come in,
pull up the map.
Yeah, I can. Here,
it'd be easier to explain. Yeah.
Let's see if I can.
Dude, Vicky had me dying laughing because shoot, I can't think of his name.
Let me find the one that
the Dummy 13 guy. What's the Dummy 13 guy's name?
Oh,
Gabe. Is it Gabe?
Gabe, yeah. Why can't I find the map?
He go to their Twitch, not Twitch, their TikTok. Not TikTok, their Twitter. It's on there.
Yeah.
Actually, I might have it on my machine.
Let me just find it. So we are located. I mean, by the time I find it, they'll be like, we don't care.
I got it.
Okay. Yeah, so if you have it, share it. So anyways, I think as you come in, we're on the right side in the middle.
On the far wall.
Yeah.
All right. Let me share. Share screen. Where are we at? Allow. Come on. Let's see if that works.
Did it let you share it?
I don't see it.
All right, here, let me.
Hold on. The browser can't access your screen. Try capturing a different screen to see if it continues. It's crap and pants.
Right. I got it right here.
All right.
Let me. Okay. Yeah. So we are right here.
Yep. And so if you're coming in through the front door, I'm mousing over it. Where it says main hall at the top, and that first little 3D Printopia, that's the front door. Where it looks like this is all one floor, but it's actually the outer edge of this whole map is a terrace, like upper level. The bottom of it is the arena floor. Yeah. So everything you really see that's not around the outer edge is on the bottom floor.
Yeah. So like up top here, there's like concessions and stuff, and then you can walk around. You can walk around here and like kind of look down into the anything. So for anybody who hasn't been there, so yeah, we're in the cool section.
Yeah, the cool side over here.
Cool side. Yeah, we're actually right across from. Oh, cool! Right across from Prusa and E3D.
Sideline's an idiot. He said, "Where do all the layer groupies meet up?" I don't know, but my
Cookie
wife,
Cad's right there too.
my wife said in the alley, so she can knock them all out. Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
Yeah. Oh, we're right across from Prusa. Nice.
Yeah, right across from Prusa, E3D, Diamondback, Cookie Cad. New Makers is literally diagonal to the right, so
nice.
That'll be cool.
That'll be cool.
And, Polar Filament is right next to them. Yeah, there's a few Green Gate and Polymaker next to each other. EPAX is right there. Protopasta is on the other side. New Makers is right there. Overture.
Sparta's on the left side, right? They're on the
Sparta's right next to New Maker. So it's like Lightburn, Sparta, and then Overture is over by Cookie Cad next to Luke's Lab, KB3D.
This map makes it look small. It's not. It's a smaller event, but it's just crazy.
Yeah, we also didn't look at the Aux Hall because everybody like ignores the Aux Hall, but there are.
I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna be pimping the Aux Hall. Like, hey, go check out the Aux Hall.
There are people in that. That's where the macro robot people are, and then something. The sign, the logo looks like this, and it says Enable. I don't know what that is.
Oh, Enable. They make prosthetics.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
they're usually in like where Metalhead 3D printing is at. They're usually right there in that area.
Yeah, they're in the Aux Hall, right by where you go into like the stage area for the speakers. Cool.
These are stereo. Hold on, Mac. I was asking about my box. They're just regular cereal boxes that I buy. I would buy, I think, 6 at a time, and that's usually what I keep the stuff that I use the most in. But it really is the stuff that's been in these boxes for like years now because I have so much more filament now, more filament than I need. But yeah, they're just the little, like, I think it was like $25 for 6 container type boxes or whatever.
So the other one, oh wait, let me share that again. So if anybody is interested, there is going to be a cool new little printer at 3D Printopia. So GTR Dad just posted. So it's called the Antithesis. It's the printer that I'm currently building right now, and then another one of our Unspooled Discord members, Hadron, aka Stay Creepin' in Twitch, are also building, but they're gonna be there, and they're gonna be up top. I don't know if I know where though.
He said in the speaker area, so sounds like they're gonna be over in the Aux Hall.
Oh, so they should be. I'm trying to think of which. I don't know, and neither of these names seem familiar, but yeah, maybe they'll be in here. So, but it's a really cool little printer. If you guys want to check it out, they should have a few of them. Matt's bringing one of them up from Arizona for them, but so it should be cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's Aux Hall. I did share it. This place, this is cool. I do want to check them out because I like what they do.
It's cool because we got some help for our booth, so we'll be able to like go around and see some stuff and maybe do some roving reporting.
Yeah.
Like, this is Corey here from the Death Race. It's really loud out here.
We'll have to get one of those like boom mics that you can keep putting down into up and out of the. Yeah.
It's just like just in the edge of the shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm using. I switched to my lapel mic tonight. I don't know how. Steve said it sounded good. Hopefully, it sounded okay for you guys. But just testing it out, make sure that the batteries stay charged up. I haven't used it in a while, so I wanted to make sure it was charged for 3D Printopia. Polymorph LayerWorks is not going to have a booth specifically for them, but they are going to be at Green Gate's booth. So up in that corner. Well, I don't know if you were there last year, but they're in the same spot that they were. So LayerWorks will be here, right here.
I don't think
Right
you can see. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Next to Big Jano.
It's really kind of like
So-
the main entrance. Like that's where most people come in when they come down the steps. You'll be right there.
Yeah, and a lot of people go through here
Yep.
because the bathrooms are over here. So they go.
Yep.
A lot of people will walk through
That's
here, go up the stairs.
Yep, that's a
and to
prime
the
spot.
bathrooms. Yeah. There seemed at Greengate there always seemed to be a lot of people because weren't they doing the didn't they do the trade thing too? last
No,
year?
that was West 3D did the trade.
Oh, West 3D, that's right. Yeah.
Greengate
Um,
used to take
They did
recyclable
some-
spools. So people used to come in with like trash bags full of their old plastic spools and could
That's
give
right.
them to them for
I
like
knew there was
a
something that
discount or something like that.
there was always
Yeah.
always a lot of people by their booth.
I don't know if they still do that or not, but they used to do that.
Yeah. And then
Oh.
Evocate, so that's what
Hey, there's
Beverly.
speaking of 3D Printopia, there's Vicky. There's Vicky from
Yeah.
one of the organizers for 3D Printopia.
Yes.
Yeah.
She
Hey,
uh
Vicky.
how
Well,
are you doing,
they
Vicky?
had the stream tonight as well, and they were doing questions about 3D Printopia. I
Oh,
want to
yeah,
check
yeah.
it out. Yeah. So make sure you guys check out Vicky, aka TGod3D, on Twitch as well as YouTube. Make sure to follow her. She's their podcast is super cool, super fun.
Yep.
And she's one of the organizers for 3D Printopia.
Yep.
And super nice. Probably nicer than LDO Jason. I'm putting that out there. Boom. Hot take. Hot take.
There's so many nice people. Yeah, Vicky,
Excuse me.
Jason, two very, very, very nice people. Two of the nicest people you'll meet. So
That's right.
and then Evocate and Luke, they're on the opposite side of us.
Yep.
They're neat because Evocate, Beverly, Bev, she has her new filament from
Greengate.
Greengate.
Yeah.
The pink. I can't remember the actual name of it, but you guys look on Greengate, which I think they're going to have a bunch of that there. They said when we had them on stream that they were going to be selling. So,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. Evocate. Luke's going to have that crazy 300 by 600 printer that he built. I can't remember the name of it, but that was pretty cool. All right, let me stop sharing this. But we are 9:42, so we're 12 minutes past our normal time where we say we're going to end, which we never end on time, but ever. So, but do you have anything else that you Cyber Fairy Pink? Mad Scientist says.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
so that's
good.
that's the Greengate Evocate 3D Bev's filament. It's really cool too. It's like a transparent glittery pink. It's a nice color. Yeah, I think it'd be popular. But you have anything else you want to talk about before we end, Steve?
No, I have nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys on Friday/Saturday.
And or Saturday.
And or Saturday. We will be live streaming, or Corey might be live streaming. I might be live streaming. We might unspoolishly be live streaming.
The plan is to live stream as much as we possibly can between both Steve and I. So if
we're
you're
also
not
volunteers though, so
we are.
We may be working as well, but so you'll see us there. If you come, you'll see us. Don't hesitate to walk up and say, "Hey, I'm such and such," and and introduce yourself.
Yeah, and GTR Dad, who's in chat, he will also be at our booth, and then there'll be a few other people at our booth. Adam, he's coming. We were lucky enough for him to be able to come, so that's going to be cool. So everybody, thanks for joining. Should we?
Let's raid Jano. He's probably doing stuff, getting ready for 3D Printopia.
Yeah,
so.
he's
If he's still on.
Jano.
He might be getting ready to get off, but
All right, we're gonna raid into Big Jano. So again, everybody, thank you for joining. Thank you for all the questions that you guys asked. LayerWorks. If you have any more, catch them at 3D Printopia.
It's
And
going up. Counting down.
We will see you there. So thanks
Peace.
again, guys.
Appreciate you guys. We see you this weekend. If no one see you this weekend, we'll see you next week on the stream, on the podcast. So
yep. Later.
Thank you guys for coming out.